meeting. Good afternoon, everyone. I might make a start again. Welcome to the Special Audit and Risk Committee meeting. I'll officially declare the meeting open at 4:01. I just want to acknowledge that we have a couple of apologies. The chair is an apology for this meeting to Mo Lachlan, and we also at this point in time have, it appears, an apology from our other independent, Andrew. So we'll just see if Andrew joins us at some point in time. Given the apology by the chair, we do need to elect a person to chair this meeting. Our terms of reference preference the independents where they're available to chair the meeting. We do have quorum with 3. So I would like to ask if anyone would like to nominate someone to chair the meeting.
I'd like to nominate Paula to chair the meeting.
Great. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Paul Yeomans to second. All those in favour? Excellent. That is unanimous. So I'd welcome Paula to the front here to chair the meeting. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I was actually expecting Andrew and he had indicated he was attending. Is there any scope to pause the meeting while we make some inquiries? The reason I'm quite happy to continue the meeting, but it does seem that given the nature of the topic, his expertise would be highly valuable. Noting, of course, that Tim is not here. More than happy to continue, but I'm just wondering if we could just pause for a few minutes and some inquiries could be made, because he and I had a conversation earlier this week, and that was my anticipation in order to get some value out of the experience. Is that an option for 5 minutes?
We can move it. They can move the motion to do a short term.
I would encourage someone perhaps to move a motion for a 5 to 10 minute break.
I would like to move a motion for a 10-minute break.
And I'm happy to second that.
You'll have to ask for a vote. Yeah. We'll have to vote, I guess, on that. All those in favour? Carried. If we could postpone for 10 minutes, and I will make a phone call.
Thank you.
I think he should be. Apparently didn't have my microphone on. Opening up the item for discussion, or reopening the item for discussion, having welcomed Andrew. And is there any questions? Members, throw it open. Andrew?
Of
course.
So through the chair, so we have a asset revaluation plan for the end of June 2024, which is around our water assets, which we believe will have a positive impact on our depreciation based on our review of the unit rates and useful lives that we've just recently got the okay to proceed with from our auditors. The remaining assets will be revalued as at 31st of December 2024.
No, thank you for that. So you're reviewing the budget review, the key issue. It looks like you netted out everything, all the overs with the unders, except for the depreciation. So that was raised for me the issue. Is there any more depreciation coming? So hence what the background to that question was.
And through the chair, I can add that with the, I guess, the green light from our auditors just this week to proceed with our work on the stormwater assets and putting that in place for the 1st of July 2023, we'll see in BR3 a positive, a reduction in our depreciation forecast of around $2 million for this current financial year, which is an excellent outcome.
Does that bring the budget back into break even then?
Through the chair, I wish that was the case, but it will bring the budget back to a deficit of probably around around $3.8 million.
Any other questions?
I also asked two questions on this. One was around the found assets line item from this budget review. And the second one was around the interest charge timings and how we can forecast or how we forecast those.
So through the chair, I'll tackle the found assets question first. So in the report and in your questions, you noted that in our BR4 report, we've noted $20.2 million of found assets. And then in this recent report, we've got $20.7 million of found assets. The $20.7 million of found assets relate to our year-end adjustments for 22-23. So when we presented the BR4 report in September last year, we still had some year-end asset movements going through the ledger. So therefore, not all of the found assets had been valued at that point. So we don't have additional found assets that we've found this year. They do get picked up as part of our year-end process. But that $20 million that is referred to is not an additional $20 million on top of the ones reported last year. In terms of the question about interest and how that's forecast, our borrowings do fluctuate based on the timing of our payments, particularly the receipt of rates. So we see, increases and decreases throughout the year. We try to time and forecast our interest costs based on those fluctuations. However, in putting together the original budget, we did forecast the balances too low. But the other thing is we omitted the impact of deemed interest for the revenue that we've received in advance, mainly because we haven't had to do that previously. So with the revenue received in advance that we get from state government, any interest that's recognised, we have to calculate what that interest earned on that revenue in advance would be and apply it to those relevant projects. So $1 million received in advance, it might be $100,000 in interest over the time that we hold it in advance for, that we apply to the project. That comes in as recognised as part of our interest expense, and that's been a contributing factor to the increase in our interest forecast for this financial year.
So where does that interest? So does that interest go to that project? So that 100,000, then so that $1 million project becomes a $1.1 million. Working you against that project. Okay, great. Do we know the value of that deemed interest in total at the moment? Is that in this report somewhere?
I would have to take it on notice though and apply that, supply you with that after this meeting.
Any other questions?
Just a couple, but just probably more for my interest than anything, if you don't mind. And if you've answered this one before, just with interest rates, interested whether we've got a balance portfolio fixed and or variable, which is purely variable?
Through the chair, it is about 85% variable and about 15% fixed.
And just the other one, and again, it's just more for my interest, if you don't mind. When we're talking about the level of borrowings and you've got percentages there, I'm just wondering what is acceptable when it comes to a percentage of borrowings against the revenue.
So through the chair, the Local Government Act states that, well, the model financial statements have a key ratio of net financial liabilities, which is our borrowings, provisions, and a number of other payables. It should not exceed 100% of our revenue, of our rates revenue. So our borrowings as a percentage of our rates revenue, just our borrowings is probably around 64%. Our total net liabilities is around 83%. So we're well within that key financial indicator.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was alluding to. So we're going okay from that point of view. Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions? No? Okay. We're being asked to note the quarterly financial update, including budget review 2. Someone happy to move? Someone else? Yeah. Someone happy to move that?
I'm happy to move.
Someone happy to second that? Thank you, Andrew.
You're happy to second?
Sorry, I should have said it was, yes, Councillor Pritchard. Thank you, Andrew. All those in favour? Carried. Unanimously, do I have to say that? No, it's carried.
Because it's a special meeting, you just need to disclose it straight away.
Now?
Yeah.
On.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been advised that I'm at liberty to close the meeting at 4:18 p.m. Thank you for your attendance and very pleased to say that.